Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I was thinking we could be painting this beautiful seascape with some sun reflection, and if you do like painting seascapes or landscape, flowers, or whatever you like to paint in watercolors, you should definitely check out my channel because there are over 200 watercolor tutorials on it, and I'm sure you can definitely find something for yourself. So, no further ado, let's get started. I have some leftover paints here and I thought I could be using them, why not? There's always awesome to use leftover paints and not to waste anything, and I do love that. And I am starting with making my sketch. This will be quite simple sketch. I just drew the horizon line, then the line where my beach and sea is going to be, and also I drew a couple of lines for some hills or maybe some mountains further in the distance. And that is basically it. Quite simple sketch. I just want to know the placement, where to put everything, and I am using a reference photo. I think this one is from Unsplash. I usually use Unsplash or Pexels, Pixabay. Those are the websites that I use for the reference photos. Those are free websites, so definitely go ahead and check them out. I'm sure you will find a lot of inspiration there also. And when finished with my sketch, I moved on to pre-wetting the entire paper. And this time I would say you maybe don't have to pre-wet the entire paper, but just the part up to the mountains or down to the mountains. But I did pre-wet the entire paper. It doesn't matter, it will bleed slightly, but I will clean that up. And I started with mix of raw sienna and cadmium yellow medium, but I'm sorry, my camera for some reason stopped, so you could not see the entire process. And I've added it here and there, mostly in that left side nearest to the mountains, because I do want some yellow color peeking through my clouds. And afterwards I've dried it. Well, I guess I dried it completely and then added just a little bit water again on top of it, and then painted in the clouds. And for the clouds I am using Indantrene blue, and then just painted it, tapping with a larger brush, tapping in the paint, and just let it slightly also bleed. My paper wasn't very wet, it was just slightly wet, so that is the reason why the paint didn't bleed so much, but just barely. And just also keep in mind that you should not have too much water also in your brush. Try to, when you pre-wet the paper, try to have as less possible water in your brush. Pick up quite saturated pigment, to get that beautiful vibrant color, but not too huge bleeds. And after finished with first layer, I've added on top a couple of more layers, added a little bit of indigo to my Indantrene blue, and then painted in the darker parts of the sky, the clouds, and then again added just a little bit of yellowish color in between here and there. And I've mixed also some orange color using cadmium yellow medium and also Mother Lake red light, and painted it on that again left side, and then only just cadmium yellow medium to paint in the brightest parts. And as you can see right now, it did bleed into my mountains, so I'm just picking it up with a towel while that is still wet. And now adding a little bit of that orangey color into my sky. When finished with that, I'm painting the beach, and for the beach I will be using Mars Brown and also some Sepia for the first layer. And the part on the right side I do want to make it darker, and on the left side a little bit lighter, as you can see in a finished painting where there is some reflection from the sun. And this is now burnt sienna that I'm adding. Also that is a little bit reddish color, so orangey, so I'm adding it warmer, very warm color. I'm adding it on that left side. And now a little bit of sepia on right, until I'm satisfied with the saturation of the color. After that, I left the paper to dry completely, and when it dried completely, I moved on again to the second layer, and then just first I prevented the paper, but you could see I was just wiggling my brush, did not do the straight lines because I didn't want to smudge my paint when doing the straight lines with water, because it can happen. You're slightly picking up the paint from the paper. So if you do it in a one straight line, you could just end up with those ugly lines when it dries. So just be careful when you're prevetting, also to prevent in a somewhat similar shape that your paint is already placed on the paper. And then added just a little bit of that darker pigment to the sky and also to my beach. And while the paint is still wet, not very wet, but just slightly wet, I was just sprinkling a couple of sprinkles with clean water and then with brown, because I do want some texture to my beach, and that is, I think, the perfect way to get texture. Those beautiful bleeds of water on your paper, when it picks up the pigment, and it just left those beautiful dots that you can see. And after it dried completely, I've just did the first layer to the sea, and that was just raw sienna. And then the first layer to my mountains, actually painted my mountains, also using a little bit of raw sienna. And I will be adding some burnt sienna also to them, and sepia. And I do want my mountains on the left side again to be a little bit lighter, and going right to the right a little bit darker. Those mountains on the right side will be quite dark, and I'm using sepia for them, and I've painted them entirely. I did not use a masking fluid this time, but if you have a masking fluid, you can use masking fluid to mask in those buildings. But I was using white gouache. It was working perfectly for me, so I did not bother myself with masking fluid. But if you do have a masking fluid, or even better, a masking marker, you could just absolutely mask your buildings on that mountain on the right side, and it will make it easier for you later on. Just pick up that masking fluid and you will be left with the white. But I was using white gouache, and as I said, it worked perfectly. With a script brush, I've also added a couple of lines on the sea for the waves and some shadows beneath the waves. And also with the same brush, with the belly of that brush, I've added in some more texture to my beach, and just smudging it slightly. This is now dry, paper is dry, and I'm using this dry brushing technique to paint in those lines. And then with this brush that I love to use for smaller sprinkles, I'm sprinkling some, again, texture to my beach. And after that, this time when the paint on my water on the sea dried completely, be careful about that, because, and also on the mountains, if you not leave it to dry completely, it will bleed, and we don't want bleeds this time. And I'm painting in the mountain that is near to us, and this one is a little bit darker than the one that is further away. But again, I am leaving that that lighter spot on that mountain, also painting the sides darker and that little part a little bit lighter, and adding again a little bit more of those lines to my sea. And this time I've added also a couple of smaller lines in between those larger ones. And you know, there is something I wanted to say. A lot of you have been asking me about my script brush. What brand is it? That script brush is no brand at all. It was just some cheap brush that I got. Well, I think I hit jackpot with it, because it's perfect. And I do have a couple of more, but they don't work the same, from the same brand, and a little bit smaller, bigger, but this one just works perfectly. So I just wanted to say it's a no-name brand, and unfortunately I can't tell you which one it is. I'm not even sure if I would be buying it again, that it would work the same. I think this one just just set with me. So, keep that in mind when you're buying your brushes. You don't have to have all the brushes. Just try the brushes you have for different techniques. Maybe some of the brushes that you have lying somewhere is just perfect for some technique. That is what happened to me. I wasn't using a couple of brushes for years. And then I could try this one for that, and it worked perfectly, so maybe you won't do that with a liner brush. Maybe you'll find a flat brush, or maybe you'll find a round brush that works perfectly for you for some technique or for some particular thing to paint. So just try on your brushes, try different techniques, get a paper and try every brush you have to use for different techniques, for sprinkles again also, and then maybe you'll find among your brushes a perfect one, the one that you love for something. Maybe I'm not using, or someone else doesn't use that brush for something like that, but maybe it will be just perfect for you. So try on your brushes. And when I did those white gouache buildings, I've added on top a little bit of, I think I added a little bit of raw sienna and a little bit of that orangey color here and there, because I don't want the buildings to be left completely white. I did want them in some color. And with that, I'm finishing off this painting and of course this video. Thank you guys a lot for watching, for all your support. I do appreciate that a lot. If you like this video, hit the like button, share it, comment. And if you haven't still, please subscribe to my channel. Also, consider joining my channel. Press the join button next to the subscribe, listen to the offer, and, decide whether or not you want to join. And guys, thank you again so much, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!